Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. We're going to do our daily technical analysis on oil and natural gas. We're going to look at the charts. I'll tell you what my financial opinion is. Looks like we're kind of chopping around here. I put in what I guessed the market would do. You'll see that as well, and we'll see how it's scribed into the guess marks. So here we go. This is just my financial opinion. Keep that in mind. So here we are with oil. This is West Texas oil. Here's my kind of prediction of what we're going to do. We'll kind of go sideways here, kind of bounce up and down, and then break to the upside. That's kind of my guess. And it's just a guess, guys. We do have a lot of momentum from this downward movement. And sometimes what we do is we try to fight our way back up and it rolls back over and kind of bounces a while before making a move higher. We are back inside this big pattern here. We're back inside this pattern here. And this was the Omicron moronic virus right here that pushed us back into the pattern. This is a 1, 2, 3, and then usually we break to the upside. And we're just getting stuck here. Natural gas, we're back within the pattern here. We're putting in a little wick at the bottom. Let's do the dailies. What I've got here for the dailies is my drawing says that we're probably going to go down a little bit and then go sideways, like gather our steam up and then try to head higher eventually. And this isn't perfect, guys. I just kind of threw it in there. SM Energy, we're selling back below its support level. There's that big support level of the inverted head and shoulders that we've got. It's playing and dancing on the line. We've got nice, good buying pressure and then selling pressure here today. Zoom way in on it. Coming on up, and we sold off today, and we're still below this resistance support line. We went back below it today. Centennial Resource Development, good selling pressure here. We're coming back down. Still looks like we're in a downtrend now. Selling off a little bit. We're still above the support line for it. Crew Energy, we are still within this pattern here of this flag pattern. We're working our way to the bottom side of the flag pattern. It's right where we're at today. CPE, getting a little bit of selling pressure in here, that's for sure. Nice little sell-off today, 6.5%. Looking at the 6-month, descending wedge, popped higher, doing a little bit of a flag pattern, hopefully, and we can hopefully break to the upside eventually. Athabasca oil, we were at this resistance line. We kind of broke above it, came back, broke below this support line. And we might see more downside. I mean, sometimes you break down, you do a retest, and then sometimes you head lower. We'll see if this support holds where it's at today. Recaf getting sold off today, 4%. It is not escaping it. A little bit of a sell-off today. Bearish engulfing pattern. A little more sellers stepping in today for a sell-off. Northern Oil and Gas, sometimes they come up, they come back to where it took off again. You know, right here where it kind of broke down, took off, bounces. Hopefully we can bounce sideways here. Man, long ways down if this thing breaks down to the next support level. Crescent Point Energy, we are still above its inverted head and shoulders pattern. Zooming in on it. Zooming in on it. We got a little bit of a bloody nose is what I call it. Big up days, smaller down days. Kind of a little bit larger down day today. We're coming right back to this support line at 475-ish. Grand Tierra Energy coming to the upside and then getting sold off today. No different than anything else. Tellurian selling off today, 7.8%. This could head lower, guys. This is a pattern that we broke the bottom trend line. If you guys are traders, I mean, it's up to you on what you want to do, but this doesn't look too hot on the short term. It does look like we could potentially head lower here in Tellurian. If you're a trader, I would be selling out of my position if you're trading. Pedvico, this is another one I was looking at. Big old pattern. It's at the bottom. Hopefully we don't break to the downside here, but it's still in the pattern. Oasis Petroleum. Again, let me look at the, throwing a thing here. I mean, we're breaking to the downside of this uptrend line. So we could, we could break down here, guys. Kind of the back test and then coming back down. So we might see a larger pullback in the short term for oil, natural gas, and even uranium looked like it was pulling back. Here is Comstock Resources. So kind of draw this thing out here. Draw it like that, maybe. Still kind of in a sideways action pattern. Sandridge, descending wedge, breaking to the upside, and then we're kind of getting more selling pressure at the end of the day today on the 30-minute chart. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. But these things are rolling over. We have broken patterns to the downside. So we could see some downside pressure, and we might see this pull back quite a bit. Maybe, support at 666 or so. We got some support at $7 too. Tetra Technologies, again, it's fallen with the trend, selling off a little bit. We are breaking this support line right here to the downside, so we might see further downside is for there. Transocean's starting to sell off a little bit. You can see that. And this could be a failed inverted head and shoulders if this thing tanks. Helix Energy Solutions, still in a downtrend. This is an energy service company coming into some pressure here. Still in the pattern though. This one's Surge Energy. Again, we broke to the upside and kind of just selling off a little bit today. And then this one was Tamarack Valley Energy. Looks like we're getting some selling pressure at this resistance line up here. We're right at the top line there, and it's getting a little bit of selling pressure. It's sold off every time it came to that line here. So we're getting that selling pressure, these big sell-off days here. We could see further downside. I don't know if it's going to break. So that's what I see for oil and gas. Some of these are getting kind of bearish. If you're trading these, some of them I probably would start looking at possibly exiting if you guys are trading. I'm in them. I'm kind of just holding on, and I'm riding them. I'm going to ride them higher for the big long-term perspective, the big picture move. I think inflation's coming. We've got good market conditions. We've got good valuations. I'm in them for 5 to 10 year holds. If we see further downside, I'm going to buy into them. I'm going to buy into not necessarily weakness. I would wait for that weakness to dissipate, wait for the turn to come on back up, and then buy back into it. But we could see downside pressure here in the short term. So mentally prepare yourself for it. Hopefully it turns around and the buyers step in here. But there's bearish signals being thrown here and patterns breaking to the downside, which means we could see further downside. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.